So dear students, let's start our class. So first we will discuss the few questions as raised by you since our last class on motion, and let's see. This is a question I got from Srivali. Abdul, while driving to school, computes the average speed for his trip to be 20 km per hour. On his return trip, along the same route, there is a less traffic and the average speed is 40 km per hour. It is more. Now the question is that what is the average speed for Abdul's trip? Okay, so let's find it out. So let me connect to my digital board. Let us understand from a very fundamental point, and any doubt at any point of time, anyone, please ask me, especially Srivali, as you raise this point, this question. So let's first give a kind of a little bit of pictorial description. Suppose this is house, this is home, and this is school. Correct? So now from home to school, we do not know the distance. So let's assume the distance between that home and school be x kilometer. Why kilometer? Because kilometer is the unit used in the question. So now, when Abdul is going from from home to the school, his speed was 20 km per hour. So how much time Abdul took to reach from home to school? It is obviously x by 20 hour, correct or not? Okay. While going from, so if I write while going from home to school, while going from home to school, what is the pattern? Let's find it out. Which is that 20 km covered in 1 hour. This implies 1 kilometer covered in 1 by 20 hours, sorry. And that implies x kilometer covered in x by 20 hours. Correct, na? So while going, so amount of time Abdul took is x by 20 hours. And while coming from school to home, okay, while coming back to home from school, while coming back to home from school, so what we observed is that 40 km covered in 1 hour. Correct, no? This implies 1 kilometer covered in 1 by 40 hours. And this implies that while coming back from home to, school to home, that same x kilometer is being covered, no? So this implies x kilometer covered in x by 40 hours. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
So what is the total distance covered by Abdul? 2x, right? And it is covered in how many
Yes, sir.
hours? X by 20 plus x by 40 hours. Correct or not? Clear or not clear? So,
Yes, sir.
so what we see is that, so we find that x plus x kilometer, that is 2x kilometer, is covered in x by 20 plus x by 40 hour. Correct or not?
Yes. Yes.
So what is average speed then?
So the answer is 80 by 3.
Yes, correct you are. It is 80 by 3. So 2x kilometer is covered in x by 20 plus x by 40 hour. That means what is the average speed? Average speed should be the distance traversed by the time taken. Correct or not, Srivali?
Yes,
So
sir.
this implies the average speed. Always when you find the average speed, that is equal to the distance traversed. What is the distance traversed? It's 2x, correct? Divided by the
Yes.
total time taken, x by 20 plus x by 40.
Yes, sir.
So that this value should be in kilometer per hour. And
Yes.
if you simplify it, you will get it as 80 by 3 kilometer per hour. If it is a easy simplification.
Okay.
Absolutely clear.
Yes, sir.
So whenever you find average speed, always take this approach. Okay, that what is the total distance traversed, and to traverse that total distance, what is the total time taken? Clear or not clear? Okay.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. Now, so I would like to discuss two more questions, and let's see how it goes. The second question, I'm just going to send it to you, and this is raised by Kalpita. So, by the way, Srivali, you got this question in one of the DPP or somewhere else?
No, sir. I got it somewhere else.
Okay. This question is there in DPP as well.
Okay.
And the next question, what I'm going to give, all of you can try also. So next question, all of you can try. Kalpita, this is the question you raised, no? This is one of our practice test question.
Yes, sir.
So before appearing for practice test, as I always suggest, is that always go through the DPP first. Then it will make you more meaningful to solve this kind of problem. So this is a good question. So if the distance traveled by a body in the nth second is given by 4 plus 6n meter, then find the initial velocity and acceleration of the body respectively. Okay, how many of you are aware of this formula? S is equal to ut plus half ft square. How many of you are aware of it?
Sir, I saw it in the video. I just didn't remember it.
But you saw it, huh?
Yeah.
Good. Srivali?
Sir, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Okay, fine. Good. But, you please look into the videos also. Okay. So,
Sir, I'm looking at the videos. I just haven't finished all of them yet.
okay. Okay. All right. So what it says is that anyway, you can learn now, and then again you can, when you look into the video, then you'll understand. Yeah, it is a you are making a one-to-one correspondence. What is S? S is the distance traversed or distance traveled. U is the what? U is the initial velocity. What is T? T is the time taken. What is A? A is the acceleration. So this equation, what you see, dear students, this equation tells that if a particle starts with an initial velocity u, suppose the particle starts with initial velocity u and with an acceleration of a meter, a with acceleration a, and traveled for t time unit, then what is the distance traversed? So then suppose after that time t, the particle moves up to here. So there are three parameters here, u, a, and t. U is the initial velocity. Correct, no, dear students? That is called the initial velocity. A is known as the acceleration. I hope all of you are aware of what is acceleration.
Yes, sir.
That is the time taken. Time taken. That means, if you think about that, you are moving in a car. Okay, your parents is driving the car, and suppose there is an initial velocity u. Initially, you are going with a velocity u, suppose 20 km/h. Now, if there is an acceleration given, there is the accelerator in the car. If you notice, if accelerator is actually pushed, then what will happen? The velocity increases. Velocity increases over a time. That means it gives an acceleration. You know what is acceleration? It is the final velocity minus initial velocity by time, right, dear students? All of you are aware of it? Correct or not?
Yes.
If someone is not aware of it, profoundly say, sir, I do not know. Not a big deal. We can learn now. What is the big deal? Okay, and it goes for time t. Then you cover some distance, no? So what is the distance covered? That is given by this equation, S is equal to ut plus half at square. Later we will see that by means of graph, all these things can be proven. But in context to this question, this particular formula is important. Now, according to the question, if the distance traveled by a body in the nth second, and what we are discussing here, it is in t seconds. T seconds and tth second is different. N seconds and nth second is different. So, this is a very beautiful question. Let Sn be the distance. See, my handwriting is not good today. Because of this digital board, it is actually the pen is not working very properly. Sn be the distance traveled. But all of you are able to view it, na? Able to recognize it, what I am writing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let Sn be the distance traveled by the body in the nth second. That is very important statement, dear students. Nth second. Nth second means it is actually that nth second means if n is equal to 2, that means the second what is n equal to 3, the third second what is traveled. So that is actually how you can compute, that Sn is equal to, you can say, distance traveled in n seconds minus distance traveled in n minus 1 seconds. Let me write properly, dear students. N minus 1. Got it. That means, suppose this is the initial point. Initial point is A. And in the n seconds, the position is in B. And at the n minus 1 second, the position was at C. Then this is the distance actually covered in the nth second. Are you getting my point? Suppose AB is the distance.
Yes, sir.
Hello, all of you are getting my point.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
AB is the distance traversed in n seconds. It took n seconds to traverse the distance AB, and it took n minus 1 seconds to traverse the distance AC. Then that CB is covered in when? At what time frame? The CB is the distance covered at the end of n minus 1 seconds and at the end of nth second. Correct or not? That is in the nth second. Correct or got my point?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I want to know how much distance I traveled in fifth second, that means in entire 5 seconds how much distance I have traveled minus how much distance I have traveled in the 4 seconds. Then what is the difference? That difference tells that this we have covered in the fifth second. Correct? So, and as this is the case, so what we are going to find is that we are going to derive it. I'm going to derive it. So now, if you apply this thing that S is equal to ut plus half a t square. So what it will be? We assume that it is initial velocity is u, and in this case t is n plus half of a into n square. Correct? Minus u into n minus 1. Correct? U into n minus, sorry, u into n minus 1 plus half into n minus 1 whole square. All of you got it or not? Absolutely clear?
Sir, I didn't understand this step.
Okay. So thanks for asking this question. That I really appreciate. So this part you understood? That Sn is equal to distance traveled in n seconds minus distance traveled in n minus 1 second. That you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the distance traveled in n seconds? So you should apply t is equal to n. Nah?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I wrote. That u into n plus half into an square.
Yes, sir.
Then minus what is the distance traveled in n minus 1 seconds. So instead of t, you should write n minus 1, correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So that is equal to u into n minus 1 plus half into n minus 1 whole square.
Oh, okay, sir. I got it.
Okay, so here I need to give a1, I need to give a. Now, let me give you one small question. Can you please simplify it and let me know that what actually value of Sn you are getting? Take few times, take few minutes. Can you please simplify? I want all of you to simplify it. Is the question clear to you, dear students? Manishika, is the question clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kalpita, you understood?
Yes, sir.
Srivali?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and please simplify it and let me know what is the value of Sn you are getting.
Sir, I got Sn is equal to U minus half A plus An.
Very good. Come again once more. I think there is a small mistake happened. Could you please tell me once more?
Sir, U minus half A plus An.
Yes, sir, even I got that.
Correct. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Both of you are correct. Both of you said in a little different manner, but it is correct. I understood. So we can do it quickly. Very good. Appreciate. And this is a formula you need to remember as well. Kalpita, did you get it?
Yes.
So Sn is equal to what we get is that means I hope if I write like this, you will agree to me. U plus half of A into 2n minus 1. Do you agree to me? All of you agree to me? If you are not
Yes,
agreeing
sir.
to me, never hesitate to tell. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, dear students, according to the question, what is given is that the distance traveled by a body in the nth second is given by 4 plus 6n in meter, right? So that means if I use a different color, according to the question, what is given Sn? According to the question, Sn is given as 4 plus 6n. Correct or not? Clear or not clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, here comes the, identity. If you recall, dear students, when you discussed about identity, that it is going to be true for any value of x, if it is an identity in x, correct or not?
Yes,
Remember?
sir.
So this thing will come into picture here. Oh, let me use a different color. So from here, what you can write? We can write u plus half into a into 2n minus 1 is equal to 4 plus 6n.
Yes, sir.
So from here, what we get is that, we'll bring n together. If we bring n together, what we get? A into n. And then constant term is what? It is u minus a by 2. Correct or not? And that is equal to 6 into n plus 4. This is an identity. Then the coefficient of n in the
Sir,
left hand.
I didn't understand what you just did. What is like an plus u minus a by 2? How did you get that?
Okay. So in the left hand side, you are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So half a into 2n, what will be? N.
Oh, okay.
And then u minus a by 2.
Yeah.
Clear now?
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that you ask question. Always ask question. Never hesitate to ask, question. Correct? So now this is an identity. So as it is an identity, it is going to be true for any value of n, or the other way we can say the coefficient of n in the left hand side should be equal to the coefficient of n in the right hand side.
Yes,
Got
sir.
it now? So that means what we can say? We can say a is equal to 6.
Yes, sir.
And the constant term, that is u minus a by 2, should be equal to the constant term in the right hand side, that is 4. And u minus a by 2, that is equal to 4.
Yes, sir.
So a is 6, that we already got. So that means what? U minus a by 2 means what? 3.
Yeah.
Because a is equal to 6 now. So 6
Yes,
by
sir. So
3.
U is equal to 4. I
U
mean
is
7.
equal to 7. So then what we get? The initial velocity is 7 meter per second. And acceleration is 6 meter per second square. So option C is correct. Kalpita, I hope you got it clearly. Or any doubt, please.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Hmm.
I got it. I got it now. It's clear.
Thank you. Now let's go to the, all of you are able to get it, not dear students. See, we didn't discuss about the theory in details, not required. Very frankly speaking, today the technology and software system giving us advantages so that we can utilize the time properly. Go through the video lectures, 80% of your idea will get clear. Whatever the 20% is not clear, there, for that I am there. Got it? And this is the way we can better utilize the time, because you see how much time we are spending, 1.5 hours, right? So rest of the time, which is a, this knowledge system is already there in the online platform, make use of it. Now let's come to the second question, what Kalpita raised, that is the second one. This is also a very good question, and I want all of you to try it. Please, all of you try this question. And if someone is not able to understand, please do let me know. I'll help you to understand. But you please think. Thinking is very important. Think in your own way and find it out. Mistakes, never worry about mistakes. During learning, if mistakes doesn't happen, then how we are learning? Mistakes will happen. But what we should not happen is that learning from that mistakes, that should not repeat. That repeating of the same mistake should not happen. That means we should learn from that mistake. Anyway, go ahead.
Sir, it's option A.
Very good. Appreciate you very much. Fantastic. What about others?
Just a minute, sir.
Got it, sir. It's option.
All of you got option A? Or
Sir, I didn't get how you get the average velocity.
Okay, sure. We'll discuss this thing. Okay. So, if you look into the this question, so the question says the length of a minute hand of a clock is 4 centimeters. Find the displacement and the average velocity of the tip of the minute hand when it moves from 3:15 to 3:30. Let's draw the the clock first. Clocks looks like this thing. Okay. Now this is minute hand. Let's only consider about the minute hand. Okay. From 3:15 to 3:30. So 3:15 means minute hand will be here. Now I'm just concentrating on the minute hand. Correct? From here it comes to here. Correct or not? All of you agree to me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now this length is 4 centimeter. Let me write properly. This length is 4 centimeter. This length is also 4 centimeter. Correct? So now what is the displacement happen? Suppose this is O. At the time of 3:15, it was at the position A. The tip of the minute hand was at position A. And at the end of 15 minutes, that is at 3:30, the tip of the minute hand is coming to the position B. So what I'm interested about, I'm only interested about the straight line distance between AB. Correct or not? Between the points A and B. Because we are dealing with the velocity. Correct or not? Clear or not clear? Displacement is what, AB? So how to find AB? Can someone please tell me how to find AB?
Sir, Pythagoras theorem.
Very good. It is Pythagoras theorem. That is equal to 4 square plus 4 square. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So that is equal to what? Square root of, 2 into 4 square. That means we can write it that 4 root 2. I hope all of you agree to me. I'm making a 1 or 2 step jumps. That's fine. You are all are matured with respect to this kind of simplification. Correct? So we found the distance traversed is AB. Now, how much time that it took to traverse this distance?
15 minutes.
So one thing to pretty sure is that either option A or option B or option D is going to be correct. Correct or not? All of you agree to me? Option B is not possible. Option C is nullified. Because 2 root 4 is there, no, which is not the case. It is 4 root 2. So the displacement we found 4 root 2 centimeter. Now, how much time it took? How much time it took? As you correctly said, who said? It is 15 minutes. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
to find that average velocity, and as we see in all the options, the velocity, it is given as, centimeter per second. So, it is very important that we convert that time to second, that 15 minutes to second. Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
So, average velocity should be is equal to the displacement, that is 4 root 2 divided by time taken. Time taken is what? 15 minutes. 15 minutes means what? 15 into 60 seconds. So that should be, centimeter per second, or we can write centimeter second to the power minus 1. And this is centimeter. Manishika and Kalpita, absolutely clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's simplify it. If we simplify it, what we are going to get?
4 root 2 by 900, which is root 2 by 225.
So that is equal to root 2. 15 into 15 is 225 centimeter second to the power minus 1. Correct or not? Absolutely clear, or any smallest doubt, Kalpita, you are having?
No, sir. Clear.
Okay, great. So, we should solve this kind of problem, and I'll appreciate. And we'll discuss when you solve all these practice test problem, we can discuss during this kind of classes, we can discuss this one. So good that you are appearing this practice test. But before practice test, dear students, I'll always, suggest is that please complete the DPPs. You make your own schedule how to do your, your DPPs, correct? No? So if I can tell you quickly in a minute that how to complete the DPP, just Manishika, you are not there in that one, but I can tell you in brief that so that it's very clear to all of you. So I'm just sharing a different screen with you. This is the website of our institute. Please confirm that all of you are able to view this website.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So log in, then you go to just give 9. I'm just giving a demo login here. Simple thing, just log in. And that step, what I did, that also you can, simplify just by saving the password. After that, you just go to the practice test. Suppose you are discussing about motion. Within motion, then you get motion here. Find online material. Just click into the plus button. Look into all these, video lectures available. Correct, no? Dear students, got it? After looking into all these video lectures, make your own plan. Make your own plan. You can in fact transfer this to YouTube also possible. Sorry, not YouTube, in home. The TV is there now. You can completely shift this screen to your TV. Okay, make use of the TV in a very productive manner like this. And then once it is done, then come to the write online examination. And here also give the same motion. And you start getting the DPPs. Okay, complete those DPPs. So here the first DPP, click here. As I always said in case of mathematics here also, please note that in this test, how much marks you are getting is not important. Okay, it is important how well you understand the concepts during learning and how well you are applying these concepts in solving the questions, solving these questions. Marks is not important as long as the DPP is concerned. But as DPP suggests that every day you should do, DPP stands for daily practice problem. It should not be like that you are doing today one and after 3 days you are doing all 4 backlogs one day. It is not desirable. Every day do one more so that you get ample time to think after that paper that okay, how I have done it, this thing. And this knowledge is very important, dear students, extremely important. Once it is done, then you know how to upload answer paper and submit paper, that you all are aware of. So I'm just cancelling the paper. Once all these DPPs of motion are done, then you come to practice test and then you just give here motion. And then start for practice test. Then you start getting these questions. Okay? And these questions are very high quality questions, dear students. Okay? The more you solve this kind of DPP, practice test, more you get your understanding more rock solid. So anyway, so you are all aware of it, I know, as long as we have done the mathematics. And here we are doing, for physics as well. And same thing is true for biology and chemistry also. Now let me stop sharing and let me share back my digital screen, what I was discussing with you. Now, if you look into another point, dear students, is that, whether you know this statement or not, that Einstein said, the mathematics is the language of physics. And if you look into this particular problem, that statement is so true. Whatever we are applying here, we have applied the simplification of algebraic expression, correct now? Here you see that we have simplified the algebraic expression. Whatever we have done a, identity. And after doing that identity analysis, we found that solution. Without mathematics, it was very difficult to solve this kind of problem. So the knowledge of mathematics application is there very well in physics as well as in chemistry. So this is also important. As the context came, I raised this point to you. Now, dear students, what I'm going to discuss a new topic in mathematics, and that is called coordinate geometry, and that I'm going to start in another couple of minutes.